Social engineering toolkit is basically a way to actually get in to either certain websites, or you can actually get onto somebody else's computer with their username and their password, and them not being able to know about it. And you can also use it to actually find out what somebody's username or password is on a specific website by actually copying the original site, making it your own, and then if the username and password is correct, whenever they go to enter it, it'll send it back to you. So if we're going to do that, we can actually test it out here by using one of the tools that are on it, and it will copy whatever website that you are required a username and password, for instance Facebook or Yahoo. So if we wanted to do that, we'll first off need to know what our IP address is. So on this terminal we will use ifconfig. Then the IP address that you're going to be using is actually what you would be putting in for your URL of the copied website address. And the IP on this is 192.168.1.7. Now we want to go in to Backtrack, obviously, Exploration Tools, Social Engineering Toolkit, and then Social Engineering Toolkit again. With this opened up, you have several different choices, from spear phishing attacks, website attacks, and each of those. So what we will do is a website attack vector. Now, having that in, it's going to actually attack a specific website in a way. Now we would use the credential harvester attack, and that basically is the way that you're going to be gathering the information for the website and all of the username, password stuff. Now we're yet again on with this setup here. We have the web template, which in a way you're creating the same site, but you're going into a specific coding. Then site cloner, it directly copies everything for that specific page or site, and then the custom import just brings in the actual site's information. It doesn't really help any. So we will use site cloner. Now we can put in directly the website that we're going to be cloning, which is actually what we're going to have to do. But you can also use this to clone another website for you to base off of for if you're creating your own. So we will do Facebook, just as an example. Now, of course, it gets done with its cloning and all that fun stuff. Now, as we can see, it's running on the port and all that. So what we want to do to test what we have done is actually go to the internet. And remember, as I said earlier, take that IP address that you have, and put it in as your URL. This way it's actually taking your cloned address opening it up for you. Now, to show that it has been recognized. Right here it's showing that we have access to it. Now to test to see if it is a accurate username and password, we will make sure that we put in the right stuff. Go into it. Oh, come on now. Well, seems like I forgot something there. We will get it to log in. And if the username and password is correct, it will show up back on your terminal with the username and its password, which I will not actually show because it's an actual account that's being used. But it will clearly show up here telling you what it is. If that does not work, you can also go in similar way. Let's close everything down here. But instead of putting in a URL, we will use the web template, which already gives you the websites themselves that you can clone. And it gives you a list of ones that you can use. Then of course, Facebook is the one we're using. Then we'll go back to the internet. Put in our IP address yet again. Now that we're here, making sure that it's still up correctly, get it to log in. And there it is yet again with the username and its password. Social engineering toolkit can be used in many ways, but that was just one main one that I chose to use. It's a little bit more fun if you try to use it to get some of these username and password directly from their computer.